You may have recently heard that the internet has officially run out of addresses assigned to each device on the web. While this may sound a little frightening to the general web user, it's important to understand how this issue came about and the steps internet providers, such as cable broadband companies, are taking to address the problem. Challenges still remain, but changes are taking place which should ensure these problems never occur again. Any device with internet access, such as home desktop computer, web servers that host your favorite website, or even your smartphone with basic browsing capability needs a unique identifier. Just like the post office needs mailing addresses to deliver mail, in order for information on the web to successfully make it from point A to point B, both the sender and the receiver are assigned what's called an IP address. IP addresses are controlled by international governing bodies who mete out the addresses in large blocks to internet service providers. ISPs in turn assign specific addresses to their users. This process happens automatically whenever your computer or home networking router initially connects to the internet through your ISP. The current protocol for IP addresses is defined as IPv4, which is the fourth revision of the Internet Protocol. The IPv4 specification only allows a limited number of unique addresses. A little over 4 billion possibilities, and that's the problem we now face. The IPv4 specification is over 30 years old and was developed long before the web evolved in the ubiquitous behemoth it is now, but running out of addresses didn't come as a surprise. The same organizations who created the IPv4 specification have known this day was coming for a while and developed a new specification called IPv6 to supply the internet's addressing needs for decades to come. The problem with transitioning to IPv6 is that much of the software and hardware that manages internet traffic is designed with IPv4. The good news is that modern operating systems and the latest networking gear are generally ready to support IPv6 for internet providers, though suddenly switching to IPv6 would cause issues with legacy systems that can easily upgrade from IPv4. Additionally, end users with older computers or networking equipment could run into issues as ISPs transition to IPv6 in today's market. Most people in the US get broadband internet service through cable providers, and you would expect most of the difficulties to crop up there. Luckily, cable internet companies like Comcast and Time Warner Cable have worked on the switch to IPv6 for years to make sure few customers have issues. Cable broadband providers are attacking the issue on two fronts. First, they are working with vendors to ensure that customers have all the latest software and hardware updates to ensure IPv6 compatibility. Second, some cable internet providers are implementing what's called dual stack, which allows them to support both IPv4 and IPv6 at the same time. As far back as 2004, cable industry trade groups began updating their specifications to introduce IPv6 functionality into the equipment that cable operators use to provide fast broadband connections. All of these factors should ensure that there are few hiccups as we move to IPv6. Despite the dire headlines recently about internet addresses, proactive planning by high-speed providers will avert any major problems. In fact, most users won't even notice a change as we move to IPv6.